Have you ever had your divorce lawyer hit on you during the settlement? I hired Veronica because she had a reputation for being ruthless. After catching my wife cheating with my business partner, I wanted someone who would fight dirty. What I didn't expect was for her to start flirting with me in the middle of depositions. It started subtly during our first meeting. She kept touching my arm when making points about asset division, leaning in closer than necessary to show me documents. I figured she was just being friendly, trying to keep her client calm during a stressful time. Then came the text messages. Thinking about your case, she'd write at 11 p.m., followed by, can't wait to get you everything you deserve. The winking emoji should have been my first red flag. During mediation, she wore this red dress that my soon-to-be ex even commented on. Interesting choice for a legal proceeding, my ex said. Veronica just smiled and said, I dress for success, unlike some people who undress for it. The mediator choked on his coffee. I wanted to crawl under the table. The worst moment came during our private strategy session. We were reviewing financial records when she suddenly closed her laptop and said, you know what your real problem is? You picked the wrong woman. You need someone who understands ambition, who appreciates what you've built. She moved her chair closer. Someone like me. I tried to redirect. About the retirement accounts. Forget the accounts, she said, putting her hand on my knee. When this is over, we should celebrate. My place, champagne, maybe discuss some long-term investments together. Her hand moved up my thigh. I jumped up so fast I knocked over my coffee. It spilled all over the settlement papers, which seemed fitting since this whole situation was a mess. Veronica, you're my lawyer. This is inappropriate. She laughed. Only until the papers are signed. Then I'm just a woman who knows exactly how much money you're about to have. That's when I realized she'd been calculating my net worth this entire time, planning her move like it was another legal strategy. The situation got more awkward when my ex's lawyer called for an emergency meeting. Apparently, Veronica had been sending him aggressive emails that included comments about my physical assets and how she was very hands-on with client satisfaction. He threatened to report her to the Bar Association for ethical violations. My ex thought it was hilarious. Even your lawyer is trying to screw you, she said, though in a different way than I did. We were in the judge's chambers when Veronica made her boldest move. While arguing about alimony, she actually said, my client shouldn't have to pay for his ex-wife's mistakes. He needs that money for his future, which I'm personally invested in. The judge raised an eyebrow. Personally invested? I mean professionally. Professionally invested. But then she added, under her breath, but loud enough for everyone to hear, for now. The judge called a recess and pulled me aside. Son, you need a new lawyer. This one is about to get you both in trouble. I fired Veronica that afternoon. She took it well, if you consider you'll regret this when you're alone in your empty house, as taking it well. She then sent me an itemized bill that included a charge for emotional support services at $500 an hour. Her assistant called the next day to apologize and remove that charge, admitting Veronica had added it after 3 glasses of wine. I hired a boring, elderly male lawyer named Fritz to finish the divorce. He had zero interest in my physical assets and spoke exclusively about tax implications. It was perfect. The divorce was finalized 2 months later. That night, Veronica sent me a text. Now that I'm not your lawyer anymore, I blocked her number. A week later, she showed up at my gym, then my grocery store, then my mother's book club, claiming she'd always loved mystery novels. My mom, bless her, told Veronica that I'd moved to Alaska to become a crab fisherman. She believed it and sent me a lengthy email about how she'd always wanted to visit Alaska and loved seafood. I'm still not sure what was worse, my wife cheating on me or my lawyer trying to become my next wife before the divorce was even final. Fritz, meanwhile, sent me a holiday card with a picture of his grandchildren and a note about favorable changes to capital gains tax. Now that's the kind of relationship I want with my attorney.